Students, as you are aware, the COVID 19 pandemic has led to challenge requiring collective action and support from all. There is a need to reinforce the importance of preventive measures and practices in a sustained manner to deal with the disease over the long run. Wear a mask when you undertake any essential travel or go to the public place. Always remember, wash your hand with soap and water or use an alcohol based sanitizer before wearing a mask and on regular basis. Avoid touching your eye, nose or mouth. This you have to make habit in your life. So let continue the chapter that we were doing kinship, caste and class. So Brahman considered some people as being outside the Varna system by classifying some social categories such as untouchable. Some activities such as you can see the handling of the dead body and the dead animals were regarded particularly polluting. So the persons performing these activity they were designated as Chandal. So they were placed at the very bottom of the hierarchy. We find detailed list of the Chandal in the manuscripts, in the Manusmriti. They were supposed to live outside the village or town. They wore clothes of the dead and they wear the ornaments of iron and used discarded utensils. So they served as an executioners and also performed the job of disposing the bodies. They had to create a noise with their sticks in order to inform their presence whenever they went to city or a market. So the non-Brahminical texts they concluded that the Chandal they had perhaps accepted the life of degradations as prescribed in Shastra as their destiny. However, they expressed their resentment against that inhuman treatment as we observe in the story of Matang Jatak, a Pali text where the Bodhisattva is identified as Chandal. So here we will go through the story. You can see in your source number 10 the Bodhisattva as a Chandal. Did this Chandal they resist the attempt to push them to the bottom of the social order? The story, which is the part of the Matang Jatak, a Pali text where the Bodhisattva or the Buddha in the previous birth is identified as Chandal. So once the Bodhisattva born outside the city of Banaras as Chandal's son, and named Matang, one day when he had gone to the city on some work, he encountered Dith Manglik, the daughter of a merchant, and when she saw him, she exclaimed, I have something inauspicious, and washed her eyes. The angry, you can see, hangers on then beat him up. In protest, he went and lay down at the door of her father's house. On the seventh day, okay, they brought out the girl and gave her to him. She carried the starving Matang back to the Chandal settlement. Once he returned, okay, home, he decided to renounce the world. After attaining spiritual power, he returned to Banaras and married her. A son named Mandavya Kumar was born to, you can see them. He learned three Vedas as he grew up and began to provide food to 16,000 Brahmins every day. So one day, Matang, he dressed in a rag with a clay alms bowl in his hand, arrived at his son's doorstep and begged her food. So Mandavi replied that he looked like an outcast and was unworthy of this alms. Okay, the food was meant for the Brahmins. Matang said, those who are uh, proud of their birth and are ignorant don't deserve the gift. On the contrary, those who are free from vice are worthy of offering. So Mandavi lost his temper and asked his servant to throw the men out. Matang, you can see, rose in the air and disappeared. When Dit Manglik learnt about the incident, she followed Matang and begged his forgiveness. He asked her to take of the leftover from the bowl and give it to Mandavya and the Brahmins. बहुत समय पहले ब्रह्मदत्त बनारस में राज्य करता था। बोधिसत्व शहर के बोधि के बाहर एक चंडाल के बेटे के रूप में पैदा हुआ और उसका नाम क्या रखा गया? मातंग रखा गया। मातंग एक दिन वह शहर में प्रवेश कर रहा था तो उसका जो दित मांगलिक नामक के व्यापारी की पुत्री से हुआ उसका सामना। उसे देखकर वह चिल्लाई, मैंने कुछ अशुभ देख लिया है। यह कहकर उसने अपनी आंखें धोई। उसके क्रोधित सेवकों ने मातंग की पिटाई की। विरोध में मातंग ने व्यापारी के घर के दरवाजे के बाहर जाकर लेट गया। 7वें रोज घर के लोगों ने बाहर आकर दित को उन्हें सौंप दिया। मातंग भूख से कमजोर हो गया, वह चल नहीं पा रहा था। दित उपवास से कमजोर हुए मातंग को लात कर चंडाल बस्ती आई। मातंग ने किसी भी जाति के नियमों का उल्लंघन किए बिना कुछ दिनों के लिए दित मांगली को अपने घर में रखा। घर लौटने पर मातंग ने संसार त्यागने का निर्णय किया। अलौकिक शक्ति हासिल करने के उपरांत वह बनारस लौटे और उन्होंने दित से विवाह कर लिया। मांडव्य कुमार नामक उनका एक पुत्र हुआ। बड़े होने पर उसने तीनों वेदों का अध्ययन किया और हम देखते हैं कि प्रत्येक दिन वह 16,000 ब्राह्मणों को भोजन कराता था। मातंग हिमावत में अपने धर्मोपदेश में ध्यान कर रहा था। अपने विचारों को वाराणसी को निर्देशित किया। देखा कि क्या हो रहा था। दित मांगली का बेटा गलत दिशा में जा रहा था। उसने सोचा मुझे उसे सिखाना होगा कैसे देना है ताकि उसका उपहार शानदार फल लाए। वह फटे हुए वस्त्र पहने और मिट्टी की भिक्षा पात्र लिए मातंग अपने पुत्र के दरवाजे आया। उन्होंने भोजन मांगा। मांडव्य ने कहा कि वे एक यक्ष के समान प्रतीत हो रहे हैं अतः भिक्षा उन्हें लेने की योग्य नहीं। भिक्षा ये भोजन जो है ये ब्राह्मणों के लिए है, तो जिन्हें अपने जन्म पर गर्व है। तो मातंग ने कहा जिन्हें अपने जन्म पर गर्व है और जो अज्ञानी है वह ब्राह्मण इस भेंट के पात्र नहीं। इसके विपरीत जो लोग दोष मुक्त हैं वह भेंट के पात्र है। मांडव्य ने क्रोधित होकर अपने सेवकों से मातंग को घर से निकालने को कहा। मातंग आकाश में जाकर अदृश्य हो गया। देवताओं ने मिलकर मांडव्य को सजा दिया और मांडव्य चित्त अवस्था में पड़ा रहा। जब दित मांगली को इस प्रसंग के बारे में पता चला तो वह उससे माफी मांगने के लिए उनके पीछे आई। मातंग ने उससे कहा कि वह उनके भिक्षा पात्र में बचे हुए भोजन का कुछ अंश मांडव्य और ब्राह्मणों को दे दे ताकि वह पहली अवस्था में आ जाए। बियॉन्ड बर्थ एंड you can see resource and status. So in chapter 2 we already discussed slave, landless, agricultural laborer, hunter, fisher folks, pastoralist, peasants, village headman, craft person, merchant and king. All were the part of the society in various part of the Indian subcontinent. All in a way or other they had participated in the economic activity, but the status of all of them in the society was not the same. In fact, their access to economic resource it played a very significant role in shaping their position in the society. It meant that increase in the access to economic resources resulted into the increase in social position. So here you can see gender access to property. So the gender access to property have been laid down by the Dharam Shastra or Dharam Sutra. So you can see Manusmriti, he suggests that after the death of the parents, the parental estate, okay, can be divided equally among the son, but the eldest son was to get a special share as well. The Manusmriti does not recognize women right in parental estate. Women could not claim a share of these resources. However, the Manusmriti you can say recognizes the right of woman on gift she received on the occasion of her marriage. So here you can see it was known as Tri Dhan, literally a woman wealth. So the husband could not have any claim on it, but at the same time the Manusmriti warned women that she could not hoard any family property or even her own valuables without the permission of her husband. So those some you can see healthy and upper class women, they had their access to economic resources, but generally resources like cattle, land, and money were controlled by men. Perhaps it was the reason that women did not enjoy as high status in the society as was enjoyed by men. So in the Mahabharata also, the episode of Yudhishthir staking Draupadi in the game of dis imply clearly that wife was treated as property of her husband and was always under his control. So here we saw the distribution of wealth among the men and the women.